What is going on? I'm sorry. I've been away. I'm back, but I'm not in Australia anymore. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in Venice Beach, California. Let me update you on what's happened. How beautiful is this place? All right, so here's what's happened. Last I've left you off, I went to visit my ex-partner. I went to see, well, what am I committed to? And let me show you the kind of man that I am now. Let me show you that things are different. Let me show you how I am. Let me be like the person that's there and saying, hey, I'm available for you. I'm available for you. And I went there and I got excited. I got really excited. We had a great time. In fact, most of the problems that we've had for a long time stopped existing. We had a phenomenal time. It was so good that I came back to Queensland and I got so excited. I got so excited, and I personally get really excited. I start building dreams and passions, and I'm like, and we can do this, and we can travel there, and we can build this. And I got her excited. We were both so excited. And then I was like, I'm going to give you space and you have a think about it. And all in the meantime, I was getting excited. And as I got excited and building this vision, I suddenly started seeing my habits change. I started eating worse. I started doing less work. My YouTube video that was up, I kind of was like, hang on, well, this vision, I'm now building a vision with her, and everything stopped for me. I stopped being myself. And it came to a crescendo where we then spoke, and she was like, I'm not sure if I'm ready. And we had a really rough conversation. And then we decided not to talk because we both recognized that, hey, we're not ready. We're not ready yet to take the leap. We're not ready to take the leap. I was devastated. I was literally devastated. And I sat there doing exactly what I preach not to do. Watching Netflix, eating sugar and feeling sorry for myself, and really just doing not much at all. I'm only human, right? And I avoided my feelings. That's the reality. I avoided my feelings, and that's what I did. And then we kind of just sat there on our own. Well, I know I sat there on my own until I kind of kept going, well, no, there has to be something else. There has to be something else. There has to be something else. And finally I realized, well, there was actually something else. And we continued to communicate through it. Until we got to a place where we realized, well, actually, there is fear. There is fear of, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if we're delusional? What if we had this good time, but really we convinced ourselves that we have a good time, and actually we're still horrible together? It came down to fear. And now we're working through it, and we're recognizing that this fear is there. And are we willing to take the risk and willing to put fear to the side? Or is fear going to drive our decisions, and we're going to be like, nah, I'm too scared to do it again? And that's perfectly okay as well. We could be too scared to do it again, and we could part ways, right? But we need to recognize what the real decision was, because we kind of went around in circles and we ended up nowhere. And during that time, I avoided my feelings. I was messy. I was unmotivated. I was feeling sorry for myself. Life just was painted in this color of crap. I was just stuck in a muck in my own brain. And what do you take away from this? Well, here's the thing to take away from this. Like, when you're off, notice in your life what's off. Is there a communication with a person that's off? Is there a communication with a human being? What's the repeated thoughts? And you have to address it, because you can't just avoid your feelings all the time, because it only makes it worse and worse, and you feel sorry and more sorry for yourself until you're just stuck and like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just stuck now. And being stuck is the worst. So I'm now unstuck. How did I end up in Los Angeles, Venice? Well, my cousin, invited me over. He actually has some space, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come over?" Los Angeles is a very special place in my heart, an extremely special place in my heart. And in the next video, you'll see what it is. But I'm here in Venice, in Los Angeles, and my oh my, is the energy here alive. It's creative. It's fantastic. Which again just reminded me your surroundings make such a big difference. When I was in Melbourne, my surroundings were like dark, and even though me and the ex-partner had a brilliant time together, it was very worky, very, get a house, get some kids, and work a 9-to-5 job, and then just buy items and stay inside and stay safe, and yay for that. Not really. Like, that's just such not a vibe for me. It's really not a vibe. Like, to operate that and live in that, it's just horrific. I don't know why we do it. I don't know why anybody would do it. But there we were. So mental health, a lot of mental health, which I want to really kind of drum home to you, is a lot of mental health is about what crap have you got in your space that you haven't addressed? I'm going to ask you that question. Like, is it between mum? Is it between dad? Is it between friends? Like, who in your space have you got stuff that you haven't cleared up with? Who in your space have you got stuff that there's things that are unsaid. Maybe you're holding on to a grudge. Maybe you're holding on to something and saying, you know what? Oh, I really hate this person for that. Or, where are you biting your tongue? For me, I bite my tongue with my ex-partner a lot. I don't want to say the things that are really uncomfortable because I assume that this person won't like me for it or will hate me for it. So I just keep to myself and I keep it all inside, and it bubbles and it bubbles. And because it's bubbling, I'm like, I'll just avoid my feelings and I'll go eat something or I'll go watch television, or I'm just avoiding my feelings, and everything stops. And my message is clear: is be yourself, be you, the brilliant you. Who cares what people think of you? But some of the most important people in your life, you get trapped and you're like, I really care what this person thinks of me. And if I say the wrong things to this person, what if they hate me? What if they leave me? What if, and our brain keeps making those choices, those decisions, those things, and it leads us down a path of being unhappy. I know it took a while to get here, but we got here in this video, thank God. But what is in your space between you and certain individuals that you are not being yourself in? Because it is in those areas, specifically those areas, which you need to address and be like, well, I think it's time to address it. I think it's really time to address it and be like, okay, I have to say something to you. I'm not being myself. And because I'm not being myself, I have to be myself, and I have to tell you what I really think. And I'm really scared and I'm really worried what you're going to think of me, but I have to do it anyway. So here goes, and just say it to the person. Just say it to the person. Because if you don't say it, you're going to end up not saying stuff. And now you're just stuck there and being like, oh no. I hope they don't think bad of me. And then you're going to be not living yourself. You're not going to be living you. Can you see, like, I'm more comfortable now because I finally said what I needed to say. It took me 2 weeks to say what I needed to say, even though I know that there was something there, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And now that I've said it, I feel amazing. So that's the moral of the story. If you're feeling stuck or you're finding that you're avoiding your problems or in bad habits, look in your life and look at, where are you holding your tongue? Where are you holding your tongue? Anyway, I hope that was useful. The truth hurts. The reality is, if you're indulging in bad habits and not succeeding in life, you're probably stuck somewhere. And you probably haven't really said what you meant to those people. And you probably haven't sorted out your problems. You got to go sort them out. If you don't sort them out, your life is going to continue not being great. So that's that. Anyway, until the next one, peace.